Another reason why Mozart is a great case for the Malcolm Gladwells and the 10,000 hours is, of course, like all that time he put in when he was so young, and he was kind of like grew up in such like a strong learning environment. And a big part of that, of course, coming in from his father, from his parents. And so I'm curious also for someone like you, having grown up with a father and in who's a musician and growing up in this family environment, one, how important was that to your development? But how can we provide an environment like that for people who might not have that advantage, who might not have a musical parent and or uncle to kind of lay that foundation early?
Yeah, that's a really excellent question, and I'll answer it in two ways. Firstly, for me, I was when we had no money growing up whatsoever. I was raised in a council house in south of England, which was Title 8, Section 8, something. What do you call it here? I forgot. So we were very poor, but we were happy. It was fine. You don't know you're poor. You just carry on. My dad was a peripatetic double bass teacher, hardly a millionaire. But I mean, I
Mhm.
started playing the double bass when I was 10. Never put too much pressure on me to do it, but no, I was 11 maybe. And then within about a year or so, I was on tour with the Brighton Youth Orchestra in communist Hungary playing Tchaikovsky's Fourth Symphony. So I had this really rich childhood of playing music. And by the time I was 18, because my father was a bass player, when all the local amateur dramatic societies or choral societies or orchestras, every town kind of had one in South England at that time, would ring up for a double bass player, they'd hire both of us, and we go off and do it. So I got to play everything by quite a young age. So that did give me a big advantage. But I think the bigger point is this, and then this is and I'll answer the second part of your question, is that how do we guarantee that for younger people? I mean, the thing that worries me the most in the world right now, well, there's many things. I'll say one of the things that worries me the most is the loss of our arts education. And not because I
Mhm.
want people to come to my concerts, but because unless we have an arts education, there's almost no way for people to develop the humility and critical thinking and empathy with where we've been and where we're going. And also not just to understand it, but to emote alongside that with what with our past has been through. And that's really worrying to me because music isn't just something nice. It's not an entertainment. I think Aristotle says it's no longer entertainment. It's far more important than that. For him, it was the most important thing you teach to young people because it gives someone a discipline. You've both been through it. You know it. You give you a personal failure every day that you practice. You learn to listen to others. You learn to play with others. You listen to this music completely outside of your own personal world and understand what they went through. I mean, the first time I heard someone like Shostakovich, I mean, for me in East Sussex and in the late 80s, early 90s, this blew my mind to understand what he went through. I'm not going to get that from a school book. And then just this deep connection to music just has this physical, powerful effect upon you. And for us to deny that to young people because the utilitarian idea of, oh, stamp them stockbroker, stamp them lawyer, stamp them this, in this brave new world way is appalling. And I think the failure of big institutions like states, governments, and countries to recognize the necessity of arts education for an all rounded person is absolutely tragic. And we are paying the consequences of it now.